as I was looking at the Noodle Gun list. Maybe we should just go down the Noodle Gun list for a second. Red Bull took your advice, and they purged a number of high-level executives who pushed for diversity and inclusion. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they took out the guys that are troublemakers.
Yes.
You got to get these companies, American companies, have got to identify and get rid of these troublemakers that are not going to, they're going to harm the company.
Yep.
You can't have these people. Yeah, the Red Bull guy, the CEO, he's going to, and hopefully he'll get through it. But yeah, he did the right thing. It's what you got to do. I still say, I'm going to bring it up. I'll bring it up again and again and again. When the evergreen students took it upon themselves to kind of take over the place, they should have identified the troublemakers and expelled them. It's not that hard to do. You can expel your kid, and send these kids packing back home saying, Mom, I got into the easiest school in Washington. I probably can't get in anything else, and I got expelled. I have to live at home now. That would be just fabulous. Expel the kids. Expel them. You can expel kids. This kind of behavior is not acceptable in a university situation. And I would do the same thing with all the universities. Should find these kids that are whining and moaning and need safe spaces and all the rest and just kick them out.
Unfortunately, we missed yet another fabulous exit strategy potential. Someone has already done it before we could come up with it. Unherd.com, UNHERD, as in the herd. And this is where you can find people who want to work, who are not part of the herd, who are not woke, who just want to work. And I think that's probably, that has a future, that recruitment site. I think that's.
I agree. I would hire from them.
Yeah, pretty good idea.
I would still vet. Vetting is like okay. You
can vet.
You didn't hire them because they were this or that. No, I vetted them. I vetted them. You can vet people instead of. Interviewing them. Vet them.
Should we do a quick rundown the Noodle Gun? See what's on deck? See what's in the
all
sites?
ears.
Okay. It's apparently the racist Noodle Gun. I guess China is responsible for all of this. So we did Unheard. Yes. Doctors are now calling for the Adam's apple and Achilles tendon to be renamed because of their clearly misogynistic nature. So a little Noodle Gun for them.
Oh, brother.
The top ABC News executive, Barbara Fadida, she is indeed out. She got kicked out after probe into racist comments. Then, of course, we have Ed Henry. We already talked about him. Yes, the Trader Joe's packaging petition is rather interesting.
Yes, a classic.
This is, I mean, so there's different types of products that they think are cultural appropriation, or it's, here we go. Trader Ming's is used to brand the Chinese food. Trader Ming. Okay, we can't have that. So it is the Chinese Noodle Gun. Right off the bat, we nailed it. Arabian Joe, Middle Eastern food, is not okay.
No, not okay.
And Trader...
Yeah, it's probably because there's nobody named Joe in the Middle East, but that's beside the point.
Well, it's Arabian Joe. It's Trader Jose for
out.
And Trader Giotto. And there's also the Trader Joe-san for Japanese. This is all a problem. This all has to go. All has to go. There's your Noodle Gun done.
Yeah,
and
they have done nothing of the sort, by the way, we should note.
What do you mean they've done nothing of the sort?
Trader Joe's has refused to. I had a clip on a couple of shows ago.
Oh, they refused to do it?
Trader Joe. This was all started in the Bay Area by a local girl. She's 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish you could find the clip.
I have the clip. It's a 13-second clip. Is that possible?
It's possible. Play it.
Let's listen to it.
Trader Joe has died. Joe Cullum was 89. He opened his first...
Oh, no, that's really old.
That's not it.
That's very old. That's not the clip. No.
No, this was like a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So the 17-year-old high schooler went into Trader Joe's and she just got offended.
Right.
And so she started a petition to stop this racist names.
Yeah.
You know, she kind of just completely, as far as I'm concerned, unemployable for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Started a petition, got 3,000 people to sign it, and it became a big national news story. The Trader Joe's has not done jack shit. They're not going to do this.
Oh, no, they said that they did. They would.
I haven't heard that they did anything.
Yeah, Trader Joe's agrees, to change. I'm pretty sure that they did. I'm sure they buckled. Trader Joe's agrees to change its name to Trader Cowardly Eunuch. No, that's not the story. There's the B. We got the B. I was sure that they had said that they would do it. Yes.
No.
Trader Joe's will eliminate ethnic product names. Here we go. They buckled to it. Yeah, the 2-week-old petition, only 2,500 signatures.
Oh, I was off by 500.
Yes, the 17-year-old. There's your Brionis Bedell. And Trader Joe said this past Monday, it decided to use only the Trader Joe's name on its product several years ago. Since then, has been the process of weak. Oh, we just hadn't gotten around to relabeling everything. Oh my God. Ew, you've got noodle goo all over your face. We were already on board. We just had the old products. Oh, please. What a sleazy.
Germans.
Actually, yes, it is the Aldi's. We have the voice actors. That just continues. Oh, the Lego helicopter kit was supposed to come out. Everyone was really excited about it. It's the V-22 Osprey helicopter, which is an Augusta Bell Augusta project. The one that has it's a plane that can take off vertically like a helicopter, but they have canceled it due to pressure. People wanted Love Bricks Hate War is the group's website who went against this. Love Bricks Hate. Oh, here's a video. Let's see if they have it.
In August, LEGO will release its new Technic set, Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey. For the first time in the company's history, it's going to release a model of military.
Is this a Chinese thing?
Deployed
I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it at all?
For that reason, LEGO is
no, I can, but it's too low.
Yeah, it's very low. It's a horrible story, but it's with a Chinese accented voiceover. Who knows? Everywhere.
Chinese must be getting a kick out of this.
Yeah, they must be.
I would be. Look at these idiots.
Edmonton football team discontinues the use of the name Eskimos. The Edmonton Eskimos is no more. And high on the cancel list, and this was very odd, and I was kind of waiting for it to show up because I knew he had done this episode. Rogan did an interview with a woman who wrote this book. Her name is Abigail Schreier, and the book is Irreversible Damage, the Transgender Craze Seducing Our Daughters. Well, you can only imagine that kicked up some shit. Of course, now that Joe has, as we say, has his sheep on dry land, he felt pretty bold. Every other podcast I understand in the LA area rejected. We're afraid to have her on. Would not take her to discuss the book. And now Men's Health. The big article. Joe Rogan is spreading transphobic hate speech and it's putting lives in danger. And
these are those editors that need to be fired.
Yes. And I have to say, I listened to the whole episode, and we've talked about this phenomenon and what she basically she says she's not anti-trans. She says, of course, some of her best friends are trans, obviously. She says there's an issue right now, very similar to putting if you have one or two girls who are bulimic or anorexic, and you have a couple girls in a group, they get this kind of contagion. And then more will become anorexic or bulimic. And she says
it's called mass hysteria, and it happens to girls in high school a lot.
Yes. So she's saying that there is quite a mass hysteria among girls in high schools who are all getting together and deciding to become trans. And I got a little clip from this interview.
Some sort of, if you just step in now and start injecting this body with male hormones, it's going to fix all your problems. But yet it's really popular to do that.
It's really popular. These girls are getting it on their own diagnosis. So they're just going in and self-diagnosing. Nobody questions it. We now have informed consent, which means you walk into Planned Parenthood, you sign a waiver, you decide you have gender dysphoria, you walk out that day with testosterone.
Planned Parenthood is doing this?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest distributors.
So you don't have to have some sort of a long, some sort of transitional therapy session with...
You can get your breast removed with no therapist note.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you could be a confused 18-year-old girl and walk into a Planned Parenthood self-diagnosing with no therapy at all, and they'll prescribe testosterone, and you can get your breast removed?
Absolutely. You sign a form.
Actually, you can't get your breast removed at Planned Parenthood. She clarified that later, but that's, there you go.
Joe blew it there.
Yeah.
I thought Joe made a mistake in his interviewing.
Tell me.
He should have used 15-year-old instead of 18-year-old to make it more dramatic.
Yes. I don't think he was going for drama. I think he was actually shocked.
He was shocked.
Actually shocked.
I know.
It's a very interesting interview, and it's not. And that's the thing.
By the way,
yeah,
a law was just passed in California that allows even more of this. So you can go to any. If you're a kid, you could be a 12-year-old and go and have all kinds of stuff done behind your parents' back.
And the whole interview is worth listening to, because she says the big problem, and this kind of folds back to everything we're talking about, is that some parents are seeing this and saying, wow, man, this doesn't feel like my daughter. This has got to be something, this is maybe something else.
Mom.
Well, the problem is that they are so afraid to do anything or say anything or even question it because of, this. If you as a parent say, I question this, boom, you might as well move. You might as well go live in Tucker Carlson's basement.
Oh, yeah, they'll take the kid away.
Yes. In California, I think that's a very distinct possibility. So it's just like, wow. Anyway, I thought it was cool he put her on. They're trying to cancel.
Well, yeah, that's anyone listening to this show, this is the last you'll hear of it.
What, of
unless
this
we
book?
or any of it. Yeah. Unless we bring it up again or Joe Rogan brings it up again, you will not hear.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Any of this, because it's I don't know why you won't hear it, but you won't. It's because it's against the agenda. It goes against the agenda.
It does. I was talking with producer Dave Jones, who actually helped me with some of the Marxist stuff. We're thinking of there should be a list, perhaps, of woke infrastructure. It appears there's certain things that are permissible because the whoever's woke, they need it. So, for instance, Joe Rogan, if they really hate Joe Rogan for being transphobic and spreading dangerous transphobic hate, why are they not going after Spotify? And I think the answer is because they use it. Why are they not going after Apple? Well, first of all, it's probably a Chinese angle that's stopping them, but I think they use it. There are things that the mob uses that somehow become immune for destruction. And I think that's the infrastructure.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up, because I've thought about this too, which is the somebody, this happens with, geez, I wish I could have the example right at the top of my head, but I don't. But the examples of where somebody's condemned for something that somebody else has been doing, but they're okay.
Yeah.
You have this situation where, this guy's he's terrible, I just put it on the other side of the extreme. Let's take Mel Gibson.
Yes.
The guy always gets work, no matter what.
Yeah.
He doesn't get, in fact, I was listening to an interview with one of the more famous screenwriters who's, I'll think of his name in a second, but he was going on about this on one of the right-wing talk shows. I was listening to while driving. And he said that they asked him, why you're still getting work? and you're like a Trump supporter. He says, yeah, because I'm above. I talked about one of our producers about this because I'm above the fold. I've got lots of Emmys and awards and Oscars. He's famous. I wish I could get his name. And so I'm part of another list of people that are always employed, always employable. I don't get counted. I'm not put in the other. I'm not.
Well, here's maybe a bigger example. I understand what you're saying. Jeff Bezos. On one hand, Amazon is used by all these kids. So they don't really go after Amazon, the company, and there's plenty of reasons for them to do that. Certainly if you're talking about labor situation, there's enough stories out there. Instead, they go after Bezos and blame him for being rich. And if I heard one extra millennial, I would be rich myself, say, well, he just made $13 billion in one day. So fuck that guy. Who cares if they went and robbed his store, his Amazon Go store? And I said, do you realize that a stock price doesn't actually mean you like someone dumped a truck of $13 billion in your wallet? Doesn't matter. Okay. And then why not go after the Washington Post? Well, that's the truth. They're important. You see, so it's like Bezos is problematic, but his actual properties get a super pass. That's infrastructure. It's infrastructure.
That's the word.
Super pass?
Yeah.
Okay. We could use one of those ourselves.